Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about some random stuff that I feel is rarely talked about because it might ruffle some feathers. But it's really all in good fun and it shouldn't be a problem to say what you think, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks this. And today's focus is going to be a little bit more on fast-paced or short-form social media posts, so TikTok, shorts, stories. And it's not to say that this form of content is bad. It's just you only have a few seconds to get your point across. And I personally don't think that's enough time to get the entire point across, especially if you're doing reviews or giving advice. So take it as sort of a caution tape on these types of platforms and this type of content, because they're usually trying to go viral and they just sprinkle in a whole bunch of filters and half-truths. So let's get straight into it. The first thing is the blurring effect. I've seen content where they would try and blur out one side of their face. But here's the thing, it's easy to hide a lot of imperfections on camera. But most importantly, there's sort of two ways that this happens in most cases. It's when the face has a little bit of shine to it, whether that's oil or a bit of glow, and then you mattify it with powder. That will usually do a bit of blurring effect, because if you have a bit of moisture on the skin, that is really going to highlight imperfections, whether that's bumps or pores on the skin. And once you mattify it, it looks blurring. And with primers, it usually fills in the pores, and that minimizes the look of them being enlarged. So it's not technically blurring. There's no filter effect that you can do with products. It usually is just either mattifying or filling in the pores with primer, or both. I'm not telling people how to live their lives, but when it comes to filters, I think we need to be a little bit more careful when we're using it to give people honest reviews, because what's going to end up happening is they're going to spend their money and it may not be exactly what they're seeing on camera. So I guess it's kind of like a second thing, just be careful. There are a lot of filters being used on these types of platforms. And if you look close enough, you can usually tell which is a filter, whether it's just softening the skin a little bit or the whole works. Just be careful with the filters. I think this next one is pretty obvious, but just be cautious around trend videos or viral videos when it comes to makeup products. They have only so many seconds to give you a full and honest review. And most of the time it's them applying it. I really like this product. It works great for me. A little bit of posing here and there, and then that's the end of the video. And you can't really blame people for that. It's short form content. But if these types of content don't provide you with a lot of detail in the video, you might want to switch over to YouTube and see if a full-length long-form video is going to provide you with the same information. You have the option to have longer time to describe your skin type. You can do a wear test, you can do check-ins, you can do really up-close detailed work if you have a really good camera, and the reviewer can do a lot more of the talking. The details is what is most important, because at the very least you want to make sure that your investment that you're going to put in is actually worth the investment. I think a lot of times viral makeup tends to be a trend of now and then next week it's going to be a new product. And because it's fast-paced and people want to keep up, everything's constantly being new, the review period of actually trying out the product is shortened significantly. So just check out longer form content for people who actually try out the product for more than the first 30 minutes that they bought it. I'm not saying that that's bad, but it's more of a first impressions than it is a review, even though it comes off as if they're doing a review, if that makes sense. Next up, we have overlining the lips, and this is applicable to YouTube as well, long form, whatever it is. Overlining your lips on camera is a-okay. You can get away with it very, very easily. I usually do a little bit of overlining underneath my lips, but I would not dare do this in everyday life because it is obvious. I don't care what anyone says, and you shouldn't care what anyone thinks either, but I'm just saying, you can't walk out and expect people to not notice. Overlining your lips is obvious to anybody, makeup wearer or not. We all have demarcations on our lips of where our lips start and where they end. And if you overline excessively with the intention of making it come off as having fuller lips, but doing it in a way that is not apparent to the naked eye, hate to break it to you guys, it's pretty obvious if you overline your lips. Again, it's not bad. I'm just saying you can't hide it, most especially in real life. The next item is in regards to tutorials or how-tos. If the makeup that you're trying to recreate or learn from is not going to be used for photography or videos as well, you have to remember that if it's for everyday outdoor use and you want it to look a little bit more, I wouldn't say natural because makeup is never really natural, but if you don't want it to look excessive in color or in texture, you're always going to want to do less than what you see in the videos. Reason being, and I'm very guilty of this, lighting and camera washes out a whole lot of color. So you have to add on more product so that it shows up on camera. You'll notice that in a lot of my videos, it's really hard to see my blush. And that's because I tend to forget that I'm doing makeup for camera and not just for my everyday going out wear. So it doesn't show up in camera, but if I'm looking in my mirror, it's enough for me to just use out in public. Today I remembered to pack it on a little bit more, so you'll be able to see it on camera, but in real life, this is a lot of blush. So if you're watching these videos and you happen to apply the same amount of makeup that you see, and you end up thinking, man, that looks really, really deep, or that looks a bit too much, that's usually the reason why. Take it down a notch or two if you're just gonna be going out and you want a simple, pretty look. But if you're gonna be taking photos, particularly with flash, stack that makeup up. Okay, this one I'm kind of like a little bit sour about because I see it so much. It's probably the one content that I constantly see over and over again. And it's irritating to me. And it's the beauty hacks that people come up with to try and go viral. But in reality, it just makes no sense. Here's my take on this. If you practice a certain skill enough, you're gonna get good at it. Makeup is fun. Sit down at your beauty station, practice your wing liner, practice your blending, try and get better at color matching. I mean, that's still something I'm trying to do, but don't pull out a fork and start contouring your nose. There's no need to put tape from here and through your mouth to the other side. Just practice and it will come. There's no need for that type of nonsense. It really frustrates me. It's like, hey, let's try and use these non-beauty related items so that you don't actually have to try and work on your skill and technique. Everyone's face is different. Your face is different to mine. So we should not be using the same tweezers to be lining up our noses. This one really gets to me because there's true hacks. This is a hack to put on your eyelashes a whole lot better. Blow on the glue till it looks a little bit bluish, transparent, and make sure you wiggle the ends. That's a hack if you didn't already know how to do it. The stuff I'm talking about is that if you can't put on your lashes, go grab tongs from the kitchen and apply it that way. I can't. The tape on the mouth, what is that for contouring? And for me, it's doing a disservice to the beauty community because it's is that what the beauty community has come to? Making nonsense hacks for the heck of going viral. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I think it's, freaking fork to contour your nose. Kidding me. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, it's a little petty, but it's also fun, but it's also true. Call a spade, right? I'm sure there's things that I do that irritate people. These are just things that tend to bother me that I see quite often in the beauty social media sphere. If you guys are interested in this makeup look, be sure to check out the description box down below. I will post every single product for you along along with a link just so that it's easier for you to check out the products if you're interested in purchasing them. Just remember that they are magic links, so I do make a small commission every time you decide to make a purchase. You can also check me out on Instagram. That is where I post most of my makeup looks along with all the products in the caption. Till the next video, I hope you all are doing well, taking great care of yourselves. I will see you all next time. Bye guys.